In our previous videos, most of you complained about lack of market. And this is Kimilili Market right here in Bungoma County, Kenya. Every market day, hundreds of farmers, traders and buyers flood this place. Chickens in cages, goats tied in rows, massive bulls changing hands in seconds. And behind it all, real money is moving. But here is the truth. While some walk away with a serious profit, others live with losses they never talk about. So today, we are taking you deep inside the animal market, chicken, goat, cattle, sheep, to uncover how this really works. And by the end of this video, you will learn three things. First, how to identify a ready market for your animals. Second, the real prices and how traders make their profit. And third, you will learn how to avoid the costly mistakes that wipe out beginners. And most importantly, is how you can tap into this supply chain. Let us go inside. Most chicken farmers always ask the same question: where do I find the market after rearing my birds? Well, today I want to show you exactly where that market is. And this is the chicken section of Kimilili Market. What you are seeing here is not random trading. This is an organized, fast-moving supply chain. Every single chicken here has already come from a farmer somewhere in the villages, in small-scale farms, even in backyard producers, and now they are in the hands of buyers. These buyers are the link between farmers and the final market. That is the hotels, the butcheries, and the households. Let us talk to one of them.
Mzuri sana, nimeona soko kuwa na vitu vingi kwa sababu nimetoka nyumbani kwa sababu ya mahindi na marakwe, imefanya watu wameleta vitu imekuwa mingi. Kwa hivyo wanunuzi wako sawa, wananunua na kuuza. Tunasema karibu sana ambao wanakuja kununua Uganda, kuja kununua kwa sababu saa hii tunaona iko mbaya sana, watu wananunua. Kwa hivyo tunaomba kuja kununua kwa wingi ili sisi tupate kwa riziki ifaulu maishani yetu.
Na unaweza ambiaje mtu mwenye anataka kuanza kufuga kuku?
Naweza kumwambia mtu mwenye anataka kufuga kuku akuje anunue kuku alafu apeleke nyumbani.
Na je, ukulima wa kuku una changamoto yote kama vile magonjwa, dawa, chakula?
Ukulima wa kuku uko na changamoto kwa sababu iko saiti ugonjwa umekuwa mingi. Saiti imekuwa mingi na tena kwa sababu hiyo ndio changamoto.
Now, here is where it gets interesting. A mature chicken in this market goes for around 800 to 900 Kenya shillings depending on your negotiation skills. But the buyer, he buys that same chicken from the farmer at around 700 to 750 Kenyan shillings. That is a margin of about 100 to 150 Kenyan shillings per chicken. Now imagine this. If a buyer purchases just 20 chickens in a day and makes a profit of 100 shillings per bird, that is 2,000 shillings in a single day. Multiply that across the month, that is roughly 60,000 Kenya shillings. That's about $600. That is more than what many employed people earn, sitting in offices, working fixed hours. And this is the reality most people ignore. You don't even need to be a farmer to make money in agribusiness. As I have always told you, you can position yourself right here in the middle of the supply chain, buying, connecting, and selling. The question is, will you just watch this system or will you tap into it? And now, from the fast moving chicken section, we step into where the really heavy money is made. This is the cattle section of Kimilili Market. Here, deals are bigger, risks are higher, and experience matters. Unlike chickens, you don't just walk in and buy a cow casually. Every animal here represents serious investment, sometimes tens of thousands of shillings. You will notice something immediately when you arrive here. Not all cows are priced the same. Prices here depend on weight, health conditions, breed, and most importantly, your negotiation skills. A good mature cow in this market can range anywhere between 40 to 80,000 Kenyan shillings and even higher for premium breeds. But here, what most beginners don't understand is this. The real skill is not just about buying a cow. The real skill is knowing the true value of that cow within seconds. Experienced buyers here will check the teeth just to estimate the age, feel the body to assess fat and meat content, and observe movement simply to detect illness or weaknesses. Because one mistake here, it can cost you thousands. And this is where deals are made. Cattle negotiation is almost like a silent language. Hands are clasped, numbers are signaled, and within minutes, a deal is closed. Now let us break down the business side of this. A trader might buy a cow at around 40,000 Kenyan shillings. After transporting it and reselling either to a butcher, another market, or even after fattening it, it can go for 50 to 60,000 Kenyan shillings. That is a potential profit of 10,000 to 20,000 shillings on a single cow. One cow, imagine just one cow giving you 20,000 Kenyan shillings as profit. Now imagine handling just 2 to 3 cows in a week. You begin to see why serious traders operate in this space. And they will tell you the truth. Yes, the profits are big, but so are the risks. A sick animal, poor negotiation, transport losses, any of this can wipe out your profit instantly. But for those who understand the system, who study the market, and who build the right connections, this becomes more than just a market. Actually, it becomes a business. And as we leave the cattle section, you will realize one thing. This market is not just about animals. It's about opportunity for those who know where to look. Can you tap into this agribusiness supply chain? And now, from the heavyweights of the cattle section, we move into a place that is faster, more flexible, and for many traders, it is more accessible. This is the goats and sheep section of Kimilili Market, and here, business moves quickly. Unlike cattle, goats and sheep require less capital to start, but they offer something very powerful. That is speed. A trader here can buy and sell within the same day, sometimes within hours or within just minutes. Now, just like in the cattle section, pricing depends on the size and weight, health condition, breed, and the timing of the market. And of course, your negotiation skills. But here is something unique about goats and sheep. Demand is very consistent. Households buying for food, butcheries restocking daily, ceremonies, events, and cultural functions. There is always a buyer in the sheep and goats market. A good goat or a sheep in this market typically goes for around 6 to 8,000 Kenyan shillings, and sometimes higher depending on size and the season. A trader might buy at around 45 to 5,000 Kenyan shillings and resell at 6,000 or 7,000 Kenyan shillings. That is a profit margin of roughly 1,000 to 2,000 Kenyan shillings per animal. Now think about this. If you trade just 5 goats in a day, making an average profit of 1,000 shillings each, that is 5,000 shillings in a single day of God. Multiply that over a few market days in a week, and suddenly this becomes a serious income stream. And most of the buyers and sellers will tell you that the secret here is not just buying and selling. It is about understanding the movement. When the demand is high, when the supply is low, and when to hold or when to sell quickly. Because just like cattle, risks exist here too. Buying a sick animal or overpaying due to excitement or market fluctuations, one wrong decision eats into your profit. But for many beginners, this is actually the best place to start. Why? Because there is low capital required, faster turnover, easier to learn the market. This section teaches you the fundamentals of livestock trading without the heavy risk of cattle. And as you stand here watching goats and sheep changing hands within minutes, you begin to understand something powerful. Agribusiness is not just about production. Actually, it's about positioning yourself where money is already moving. And here in this section, money moves very quickly. And so from the chickens to the goats and sheep, all the way to the cattle section, one thing is clear. The market is not missing in farming, because every day money is exchanging hands here, because people understand the system. They know where to buy, who to sell to, and how to position themselves. And now you have seen it for yourself. No more excuses about there is no market for your animals. The real question is, what are you going to do with this information? If this video has opened your eyes, don't just watch and leave. Subscribe to this channel, because we are going deeper into poultry, livestock, and real agribusiness opportunities you can actually start this year. This is not just farming, this is business. Until next time, bye bye.